We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed the Department of Energy to put in place stopgap measures and deploy more generators to areas that have limited power supply in the aftermath of Typhoon Karding until power is fully restored. Energy Secretary Rafael Lotilla said that aside from Nueva Ecija and Aurora, other provinces such as Tarlac, Zambales, Pampanga, and Quezon are currently facing power supply problems. Marcos also reminded the National Irrigation Administration and the Metropolitan Water Works and Sewerage System to take caution in releasing water from both Ipo and Magat dams to prevent widespread flooding. In November 2020, the province of Cagayan was placed under a state of calamity due to the massive flooding caused by Typhoon Ulysses. Meanwhile, the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines is now conducting the restoration activities in areas that lost power during the onslaught of Typhoon Karding. As of 8 a.m., 8 transmission lines in North Luzon and 1 in Southern Luzon were either unavailable or partially unavailable. These include Mexico Hermosa Line 1, San Rafael to Cabanatuan Line 1, Pantabangan Cabanatuan Line, and Mexico to Concepcion Line 2. Meanwhile, Meralco reported over 51,000 power interruptions as of 6 a.m. Majority of its customers without power are in Bulacan, Rizal, and Marikina. About 850 families or more than 3,000 individuals are affected by Typhoon Karding, according to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council or NDRRMC. Of the number, 168 families or 653 persons are living in 28 barangays in Cagayan Valley, Mimaropa, Bicol, Western Visayas, and the Cordillera Administrative Region. Meanwhile, 682 families or 2,444 persons were earlier preemptively evacuated in Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and Western Visayas. Some 147 families are taking shelter inside 34 evacuation centers, with the remainder being aided by families and friends. Meanwhile, possible humanitarian assistance and disaster relief are underway in areas affected by the typhoon. Around 200 Army personnel are on standby as they continuously monitor the situation in calamity areas. The Philippine Air Force personnel and reservists also place all of its disaster response task unit personnel, equipment, and air assets in Luzon on alert status, complete with equipment for search, relief, rescue, recovery, and medical aid. Interior Secretary Benor Abalos meanwhile reports that over 8,000 police officers and 11,000 firefighters and BFP personnel are already deployed in typhoon-affected areas. 4 national road sections in Luzon are temporarily closed to traffic due to the effects of Typhoon Karding. Cannon Road in Benguet as well as the Ternate-Nazugbu Road in Cavite were closed to non-residents for safety reasons. In Aurora, the Nueva Ecija to Aurora road section is closed due to landslide, and the Concepcion La Paz due to fallen electric post. The Manila North Road section in Sitio Banguero, Barangay Panshan, Pagudpod in Ilocos Norte is also temporarily closed due to landslide. Clearing operations are also ongoing along sections that are deemed safe. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. this morning said they are organizing the airlifting of food and water in Polillo Island, which was heavily devastated by the typhoon. He also lauded the local officials for a well-prepared disaster response in their respective areas.
I think that we were able to prepare. Mag-uwi ko galing sa airport kanina kahapon ng umaga. I started already talking to our NDRRMC, SWD, DOST, to find out what the situation is. If there's one lesson I learned, pag bagyo o pag disaster, kung pwede mong i-forecast, is to plan well. Mag-preposition ng gamit, ng asset, paghanda mo na. Alam na naman ninyo yan eh, ang kailangan dyan. May re-rescue. Ang susunod dyan, kailangan ng tubig, kailangan ng pagkain, kailangan ng shelter. O tapos kailangan ng support. etc. etc. Alam naman natin yan, communication is essential, pakikinig ng kuryente.
Typhoon Karding has left about 141 million pesos worth of damage to agricultural sector. In its initial report, the Department of Agriculture said Karding affected 740 farmers, caused about 5,800 metric tons of production loss, and damaged over 16,000 hectares of agricultural areas. Affected commodities include rice, corn, and high-value crops. The DA has started distribution of assistance such as rice, corn, and vegetable seeds, drugs for livestock and poultry, fingerlings, and assistance to affected fisher folk. Activation of survival and a recovery program of the Agriculture Credit Policy Council, and 500 million pesos worth of quick response fund for rehabilitation. Earlier, the Office of Civil Defense asked for reports on the extent of the damage to agriculture caused by Karding. OCD spokesperson Bernardo Rafaelito Alejandro IV noted that the typhoon had hit central Luzon, the country's major producer of rice. That's the latest from the Pna Newsroom. Stay tuned for more updates on the biggest stories throughout the day. I'm Stephanie Civiliano. Good day.